kind of a question is this? You're playing games with me, huh?
Reality is an illusion, a very persistent one. The world that we see and experience is very different from what someone else sees and experiences. For example, let us consider the dragonfly. The dragonfly has a super fast brain. So fast that it sees everything in slow motion. The pigeon is able to detect more subtle gradations of color in a grain than the most advanced computer program. The snake sees by sensing the heat. The horse has binocular vision and the cat can see in the dark. And such is our arrogance that we still believe that how we see things is the reality. What we see and how we see is only a perspective, or I can say an illusion created by our brains. Our universe is our personal illusion, which can differ from the illusion that someone else sees. So, what is bigger? The universe or the human brain?
Every brain is programmed uniquely to create unique personal illusions of its kind. Every brain has a pattern of thoughts which can be reflected by the number codes that we have. Each number, whatever the number is, has positive and negative sides to it. So each one of us can be thinking positive or negative thoughts. How we think is how we see and how we create. Each positive thought is capable of creating positive realities. Each negative thought is capable of creating negative realities. Repeated negative thoughts can lead to negative behavior, then negative postures, and finally negative habits. I tell you, every negative thought would be reflected in your face as well. The worry lines somebody has are not created by relaxing too much. They are definitely created by worrying a lot. A disease is a state when your mind and your body are not at ease. Something goes wrong up here and then something goes wrong in the body as well. A disease can be created by a pattern of thoughts that you have been thinking in the distant past, sometimes also in the near past. Say if you are feeling guilty right now, very soon you could be having a terrible headache.
The phenomenon of homeostasis is body's way of balancing the functions of all the organs. It is interesting to note that our body is like an entire ecology. We know that a cell is the smallest unit of life which can function on its own. Several such cells function together to create an organ. Several such organs function together to create us. And it is so amazing that all the numerous units are functioning together to maintain such a delicate symphony of hormones, blood pressure, body temperature, respiration, digestion, and so much more. And the brain is running the entire show.
Now, think of the last time you were really angry. Do you remember the kick of hormones, the rush of adrenaline, the rise in the blood pressure? Now, if the event was more traumatic, what would have happened is all these reactions could have happened after an initial period of stress or shock. Now, there are different kinds of stress and unresolved issues which can be reflected in different parts of your body. Now, if a particular part of your body is repeatedly giving you trouble, that can be a result of a negative thought pattern, a repeated negative thought pattern rather, in the history.
In my previous vlog also, I have talked about this, and once again, our brain has two sides, left and right. Right side of the body is controlled by the left brain. Right side of the body is the logical and masculine half, reflecting the outer world. Left side of the body is controlled by the right brain and is the creative, intuitive and feminine half, reflecting the inner world. Now, coming to the emotional centers of the body. A popular belief goes as our emotional and psychological states are the root causes behind any disease. Throat is the center for self-expression. Issues with the throat indicate issues with self-expression. Lack of self-trust, swallowing up anger and inner feelings, and inability to speak up for self. The life path tree is the number for self-expression and creativity. For this life path, if expression and creativity is stifled, it would surely face throat problems. The shoulders represent our ability to carry burdens. When we are overburdened, the shoulders might become stiff or even begin to ache. Life path 6 and 9 have a tendency towards carrying everybody's burden. The right shoulder represents outer world burdens and the left shoulder represents inner world burdens. The heart is the emotional center of the body. We say we love with our heart. And when there is a lack of love or there is grief or sorrow, the heart aches. Blood is the stream of joy which the heart pumps. It is interesting to note that heart ailments are common to the people with long-standing emotional problems.
It is said that strokes are sometimes self-created. It is when you want to change the direction of your life completely. You just want to put a full stop to whatever is happening right here, right now. It just has to end right now. And your heart stops pumping blood to the brain. The life path 1 is a very focused and a very competitive number. They wouldn't stop moving forward at any cost. They wouldn't stop running even if they are running short on their breath. They would keep on running and they would keep on competing and they would squeeze out every bit of joy from their lives till the moment there is nothing left, till the moment they make themselves totally susceptible to heart ailments.
The stomach or the gut is the fear center of the body. Don't you have guts? Remember the butterflies in the stomach? Problems in the stomach comes from some kind of fear, internal or external.
Now the life path 2 is a very sensitive number. Any kind of fear comes very easy to the life path 2. It also tends to get hurt very easily and also tends to internalize all its hurt and all its feelings. The life path 2 wants to fit into the crowd always. It wants to be liked by everybody and what everybody thinks really matters a lot to the life path 2. The life path 2 for this reason places itself at everyone's disposal. And it can be prone to invalidating the self and that can cause anorexia. Anorexia I wouldn't exactly call a stomach problem, but the life path 2 can be susceptible towards invalidating whatever it is, not liking itself and getting into not eating and all that and finally causing anorexia.
And this would be the old stuff center. Childhood conditioning, trapped emotions, all in all, any kind of refusal to release the old can cause problems in this area. I'd say 4 and 9 are the two numbers which have a bit too much attachment with old stuff.
Now at this point I would also like to talk about overeating. Overeating, which later leads to obesity, is also an emotional problem. Now it happens when we replace love with food. Whenever there is a shortage of love, we start eating more. We care for everyone else, but we forget ourselves. And the life path 6 is a very sacrificing kind of a number, is a very surrogate parent kind of a number. So this particular number is very susceptible to overeating.
And if we move a little lower to that, we come to unresolved emotions center. Now, problems in this area might indicate sexual anger or sexual guilt. Liver is on the right side of the body and spleen is on the left side. Liver problems indicate resentment, jealousy, or anger at others. Liver problems lead to bad breath. So, bad breath means that however much the person might be appearing to be polished outside, he is definitely harboring a lot of anger towards others inside. Spleen problems represents criticizing the self, low self-esteem, thinking that we do not deserve anything good. It is inability to receive love.
The legs. The legs carry us forward in life. Problem in the legs means inability to move forward in life. Problem in the right leg means inability to move forward in the career front. Problem in the left leg can indicate some emotional problems or relationship problems or inability to move forward in the relationship front. Now, the knees. The knees make the legs bendable and flexible. Problem in the knees means you have certain flexibility issues. You do not want to change something about yourself. The neck. The neck is something that makes our heads bendable. The problem in the neck means, again, if there is a stiffness in the neck, it means that we have some flexibility issues in our mind. We do not want to change.
Our backbone and spine represent our support system. Problems in the back means we feel some kind of lack of support. Problem in the upper back means lack of emotional support. Problem in the middle back means personal guilt. Problem in the lower back means lack of financial support. Nerves are the method of communication. They send signals from the body parts to the brain. Problems in the nerves comes from refusals to communicate. Ears and eyes are the auditory and visual receptors. Repeatedly turning deaf ear to something that you don't want to hear may eventually activate deafness. Repeatedly turning a blind eye to something that you don't want to see might eventually lead to eyesight problems.
A common argument which many people would happen to produce now is, what about accidents? What about natural calamities and defects at birth? Do you agree with the fact that some people are more accident prone as compared to the others? Why so? What can be the reason behind that? There must be something about these people, isn't it? Now, say for example, the life path 5. The life path 5 is easily bored. It needs a lot of entertainment. It needs a lot of adventure to keep going. It cannot relax. The life path 8 feels that all the unhappiness in the whole wide world would come to them. They are the most unhappy people. Nobody else has any problems. You see, the universe does not discriminate. It gives us anything that we ask for. It gives us everything. As a matter of fact, it never judges whether what we ask for is good or bad. It just gives us. Accidents are actually expressions of anger. You are so angry, there is so much of an adrenaline rush that you want to go out there and hit everyone. But remember that every action has an equal and opposite reaction. The force at which you are going out there to hit something, something is also coming towards you to hit you. Do not be shocked if instead you get hit. Now coming to natural calamities. Would I say that all the people who fell victims to a particular catastrophe at a particular place at a particular time had something similar about them, something that connected them? I would say yes. They had something similar in the thought patterns that they had. They had something similar in the frequencies that they were sending out, or else they would not have been together at a particular point, at a particular place, at a particular time. Coincidence is nothing. Numerology begins with the idea that the soul is immortal. our physical body, our physical world is actually just an illusion that our souls have chosen to live in. A very persistent illusion. Now, apart from this very persistent illusion that we are already living in, some people like to create more illusions within this illusion that we have. Some people are bored with this illusion already and want more entertainment. So, what I call addiction a disease. Illusions within an illusion, a trickery for the brain. Now, something that causes some kind of lack of ease to the brain is definitely a disease. It is a brain disease. And it happens to the more curious brains, to the people who seek more in life. Especially the life path 5s and the 7s are more prone to addictions. Also, to an extent, the life path 4, which never stops thinking. Our life is a product of our choices. Our body is a choice of our souls. Whatever it is, our souls have chosen to live in it. Our parents, our circumstances, and the life cycles that we have are all our choices. Our souls have chosen it. Whatever is happening around us and to us is for the ultimate good of our souls. And our souls are immortal. So, we are actually not going anywhere. Death is also an illusion. We are actually going to a different dimension. As they say, a man of perfection would love to live and love to die. His life would be like a song and not a struggle. For when life is perfect, there is no distinction between life and death. But I tell you, I fear death.